Welcome to problem 1 of our GCF and LCM mixed problems. So let's get started. Two natural numbers coprime each other. Their greatest common factor is 18, and their least common multiple is 216. What are these two natural numbers? So let's first talk about the vocabulary word coprime. Coprime just means that these two numbers don't have any relationships between them. For example, we have 7 and 13. 7 and 13, you can't multiply one by anything to get the other number. They're not factors and multiples. Neither are any two numbers next to each other, like 13 and 14. So these are all examples of pairs that coprime each other. Okay, so, but if we have 12 and 40, right? They're both even numbers. They can both be divided by 2, but they still coprime each other because 40 is not 12's multiple. So that's just the meaning of coprime. Very easy to understand. Anyway, these two numbers, their greatest common factor is 18 and their least common multiple is 216. So what are these two natural numbers? First, this is actually one of the most efficient solutions you're going to get to solving these types of problems. So it's better to pay attention, and this is what we're going to be using for a lot of the following problems. Anyway, I'm going to call this first natural number A. Notice it's capitalized. And I'm going to name the second one B. Okay, so we know that there's these two numbers that coprime each other. And the greatest common factor is 18. So I'm first going to make their greatest common factor m. And right here, I'm going to add the greatest common factor of a and b is m. And this is just a symbol for saying the greatest common factor. So m times lowercase a and m times lowercase b. So this should be easy to understand. M is the greatest common factor, which means that both a and both of these two natural numbers can be divisible by m. So m is their greatest common factor. And you can get one of these natural numbers from m by multiplying a certain number to it, right? And these two numbers, they would actually coprime each other because m is already their greatest common factor. Now, what else do we know from the problem? We also know that these two numbers' least common multiple is 216. So basically, what we have here is that to find their least common multiple, we need their greatest common factor times a times b, and that gives us 216. And now let me just talk you through this. So I like to think of this as the restaurant solution. So what does this have to do with a restaurant? Well, say you and I, or you and a friend, are eating out at a restaurant together. You like this is your menu, A, and your friend's menu is B. So you like to eat dish M and dish A. Your friend likes to eat also the same dish M, but also another dish called B. So if you're going to go together to have a meal together, you're going to have to order the things that both you and your friend likes, or else they're not going to enjoy the meal. So since you guys both like M, you can order one M. But you also have to include what you like. So something else you like is A, and something else that they like is B. So everybody is happy. So this is just my way. Anyway, let's get to the problem. Anyway, so we know that the greatest common factor is 18, which makes m equal to 18. So now let's go ahead and replace every single m we see here with 18. So this is 18, it's 18, and this is 18. So if 18 times a times b equals 216, what is a times b? Well, that would be 216 divided by 18. And I'm just going to solve it right here. So this divided by 2 is 9. This is 108. And this divided by 3 is 3. This divided by 3 is 36. And now I know that 36 divided by 3 is 12. So a times b equals 12. Okay, so 12 is a pretty small number. We know that a times b equals 12. So what's our next step? Well, our next step is to just list out the different factor pairs for 12. So they could be 1 times 12, 2 times 6, 3 times 4. That's it. But early on in the problem, remember, we found out that a and b must coprime each other. So which of these pairs coprime each other? That's right, you got it, 3 and 4. 1 times 12 equals 12. 2 times 3 equals 6. Each of these pairs have factor multiple relationships. Only 3 and 4 doesn't. So the two natural numbers, we would just replace a with 3 and replace b with 4, and now we multiply. So you might not see that. Okay, so 18 times 3, that is, so my math here, 54. And 18 times 4 is 72. So the two numbers that we have for our final answer is 54 and 72.